Hey guys, I'm gonna move back a bit. Yeah, July 31st, it got an update, and with new DLC. I bought all the DLC, got the update, I've been playing Smash Brothers pretty much all day, just so I can get accustomed to some of the new stuff, get ready for, have friends over so we can play together, locally, and use the Mii fighters, and use not Lloyd, and not Chrom, and not King K. Rool. I wish you could use Mii's online. That would be so funny. Probably piss people off, though. With that said, I'm not really here to talk about the DLC, but I might as well go into it. Just some of the new DLC quickly out of the way. You know, it's fine. You know, I wasn't expecting a new character or anything. Actually, I'm kind of glad we didn't get a new character because I didn't have the money to pay for all that. I only had enough money to pay for, like, the entire bundle, but for both Wii U and 3DS, but it was like 15 bucks, so I only had enough money for that. So I'm kind of glad there was no new character right now. Besides, we got like 3 new characters last time, so, you know, I'm set. But it's nice to get some more Mii Fighter costumes. It's nice to get 2 N64 stages. Hey, Nintendo, little advice. I know you're not watching this because you're very busy, but if you're watching this, bring new stages. Seriously, we need new stages. We need new stages. We have enough N64 stages. We have enough. We got 4 of them. I mean, I'd like Saffron City, but, you know, we have like 4 N64 stages now. I think we're set. Can we get some new stages? Or, better idea, how about we take all the new stages that were made just for Smash Bros. 3DS and port them over to the Wii U and have that be a bundle? I think that would be pretty cool. Seriously, get Gerudo Valley in there. I love Gerudo Valley from 3DS, and it sucks that it's only in 3DS. That's one of my favorite new stages, actually. I'll get into what I would, you know, I can get into that another time if I really wanted to. In fact, I will, maybe. I was disappointed by the update in particular, not really the DLC. The DLC's fine, it's all great. But the update was what really disappointed me, because it brought 2 things in particular that you think would be really cool. First thing is that we can upload videos, our replays, to YouTube. Now, I know this doesn't mean much to anyone who can actually record footage off of a Wii U with like a hot pot or something, and can actually record that stuff and put it on a computer and just upload it to YouTube, or just put it on their computer and leave it at that. Personally, I would like to keep my replays. Problem is you see, here's how it works. Replays can only be up to 3 minutes when you post them on YouTube on the Wii U. You know, I shouldn't be surprised at this. I really shouldn't be. But come on, you couldn't at least give us like maybe 5 minutes or 8? Something like that? Don't tell me the Wii U couldn't handle it. It's just, the PS4 and the Xbox One can handle up to like 15 minutes or so, like 10-15 minutes. Why can't the Wii U do it too? I was really disappointed with that. Like, I understand it's not that big of a blow to people who can actually record that stuff and just do it, like if they're Let's Players or something like that, but for me who can't do that, I can't do that. I don't have a hotpot, I don't have a dazzle, so I can't do that stuff. I will have to record my bigger replays with a camera. And considering that most of my replays are with Zach, because he's my rival when it comes to Smash. Considering most of my replays are with him, and our matches tend to go on longer than most because we're semi-evenly matched. Okay, Zach's a little better than me. We're sort of on kind of semi-equal ground. He's just kind of like a little better than me. That's how I'd say he is. He is better than me, though. I'd like to stress that. He is better than me. But, you know, we've each had some wins, we've each had some losses, and I like to save my wins against him because I feel that's what you do. You save your wins when you win in a replay, or when something funny happens. I'll replay it when something funny happens because that is legitimately funny. I don't care if I win then, because if something funny happens, I'll replay it. But for some of the longer replays, for like a match against like a rival or something, you're going to have to save it with a camera if you don't have any of that recording stuff. You can only save replays up to 3 minutes, so thankfully if you're playing for fun, it's not a big deal. But if you're playing for glory or just playing local matches, it's really kind of annoying. Really annoying. Unless you set the stock down to like 2, then maybe you might be able to get away with that. It's especially bad if it's like 8-player Smash or 4-player Smash, where the matches just go on longer because there's more players. It's I don't understand why it had to be 3 minutes. Why? The only reason to me why it was 3 minutes was because Nintendo is really stingy with fucking Let's Plays. And they need to get over that shit. Like, a lot of people say, well, it's in their right, it's in their right, it's their stuff. Yes, you're right, it is in their right to do that. But that kind of hurts the company. It hurts their reputation, and it hurts the fact that it's free advertising. I get that they have the right to do that, but it is free advertising. It helps them. It's in their best interest to help, to let people do that. You know? If it's a story-based game, then I guess I can sort of get it, but Smash isn't a story-based game. It's a competitive fighting game. Or a party game, Sakurai says. I hope it didn't start a flame war. Well, anyway, so that was disappointing. Let's move on to the second thing, and this is the biggest offender for me. Tourney mode. It is very, very bare bones. Like, it is very bare bones. It is so disappointing. Now, this is something they can thankfully fix, or actually they'll want to fix, because, you know, people will start complaining about it, and hopefully they'll fix it. Not the YouTube thing. They're not going to let that go. Not until they let this whole copyright shit go. Yeah, Tourney mode was really, really disappointing. And the reason why I'd say it was disappointing is because there's such a lack of options. You know, I mean, it's okay that it's great that we have one, but first off, you can only hold up to 100 people in a tournament. Now, for the tournaments where it's just like you go up and up and up, you know, go to the next round if you win, go to the next round if you win, I get the 100 rule limit, because you have to stop it at somewhere. But then there's another kind of tournament where you're pretty much trying to get you're pretty much trying to get as many points as possible. You get points by winning matches, or at least coming, I think, in second and third place also give you points. Fourth place lowers your points. You have to try and get the highest amount of points you can. Highest amount of points comes in first place, and of course they win the tournament. Here's the problem with that. The problem is that there's only 100 people. Mario Kart's tournament mode can hold way more than just 100 people. Same thing with Splatoon. As far as I know, I'm not entirely sure, but as far as I know, but I do know Mario Kart can hold more than just like 100 people. I know that for a fact. I'm pretty sure there is still a limit, but it's a big limit and you probably won't reach it. With that said, I was really, really disappointed that the 100... I get it for the rounds, but for the points, why does the limit need to be there? Why does it need to be there? Why can't you hold more than that? Like maybe like 200 or 300. I think it could handle it. Not only that, but here's the biggest offender. Here's the real kick in the balls. You can't have 1v1 matches. Hey guys, I actually kind of messed up during this. Turns out there is 1v1s in tournament mode. I got that completely wrong. But there is 1v1s, but only for glory 1v1s, and they're also only in regular tournaments, as far as I know. I checked normal tournaments, like, not normal tournaments, custom tournaments. I checked the custom ones, you know, usually the ones with either points or, I don't know if you can change that, I'm pretty sure you can, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you can change the rounds and the points, but even if you change it to just rounds in your custom tournament, because I believe you can, you still can't do 1v1s on custom tournaments. You can do it on regular tournaments, not custom tournaments, though. Why, I have no idea. I checked all the options looking for number of players per match, and I couldn't find it at all in the custom settings. Regular matches, though, do sport 1v1, so if you want For Glory 1v1s, go to regular tournaments. But here's my problem with it, is that
they don't give you the option in custom tournaments where you are most likely going to want to go, especially if you're subscribed to a particular YouTuber and you want to join their tournament. They will not be able to provide you with 1v1s. Not only that, but it's only for Glory that holds 1v1s, and it's the same for Glory settings. Why you can't actually change it to where you can hold up to, like, maybe 2 to 5 stock, for fun, one-on-one matches in for fun mode. Why they limit you so much and only give you that, I have no idea. It is so stupid. But I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I checked the options, I checked YouTube, and I even checked Miiverse. Haven't gotten an answer on Miiverse yet, but I have gotten an answer that you can't do 1v1s on custom tournaments on YouTube. And I've checked all the options on Smash Bros. Wii U to make sure. And as far as I know, you can't do that. Either way, it's stupid. I don't like it, and that was really disappointing. I just like to clear that whole thing up, though, because that could cause some confusion.
Four player free-for-alls, I think. That's all I've seen. Granted, I've only done like maybe 1 or 2 tournaments, and I'll get to why in a moment. But still, I checked the options. You can't do that, and it's just, it's so lackluster. And not only that, you also have a really limited amount of options. I mean, there's a few decent options in there, like you can set to stamina. Okay, that's kind of cool. You can play as Mii's in there. Again, that's kind of cool, but that's 2 things that are really wrong with it. And then the third one, it takes forever to actually start a match if you're just entering a tournament. It takes like 15 minutes each to get yourself into the tournament. And okay, look, I understand this is online, but couldn't you make it go a little faster? I'd be happy with maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes or even 8 minutes, but 15? I played through an entire round of Classic Mode on my 3DS, and by the time I was done, I was still at like 3 minutes. It's longer than one whole going through Classic Mode in the 3DS version. It's probably longer than going through Classic Mode in the Wii U version too, considering how short that is. It's just so bare bones. It's so slow, and not only that, but well, I can't really blame the matches for being laggy. That's just Smash in general, and it also depends on an internet connection, so I can't really blame it for that. But Tournament Mode was just really disappointing. Also, why isn't there a local Tourney mode? Why is it just online mode that gets a tournament mode? Why can't it be locally too? Why isn't it an option for Smash? It was in Brawl, it was in Melee. Why isn't it here? Hell, this is something you could have put in day 1, as far as I know. Yeah, online Tourney, I can sort of see why you would want to hold off on that. You want to make sure it's as good as possible, which it wasn't. But, you know, you want to make sure it works. But why couldn't we have local tournament mode? What happened to that? I always loved having tournaments with my friends when I was playing Brawl. That's something I did when I was younger and played Brawl. Since that was my first Smash game, that was something I did all the time, was set up tournaments. I even made up a tournament where we get 3 characters instead of just 1 character, and you know, the rest of them are obviously computers, but each player gets like 3 characters, and we switch controllers depending on who gets the character. You know, for example, I would pick like Sonic, Martha Knight, since they were my mains, or Lucario, because he's another main. But, you know, it's just so bare, there's such a lack of options, there's no local multiplayer, and you can't even do 1v1s, which is something that Smash Brothers players probably are really disappointed with. Mostly the competitive scene. It's just, for something that, for something that took so long, you'd think we would have gotten a little something better, but we didn't. So, yeah, I was a little disappointed with this, if you couldn't tell. But that's all I really have to say. I'm the Seaman235, signing out, and